Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide. Time zones are still a thing. And yes, StreamYard is being a bitch about how I get from the intro to having me on the stage. It's all fucked up again because the bipolar StreamYard has changed. Now take a deep breath, relax, and can I get a wee audio check in the chat, please? We'll see how this is all going. And we'll see the hellos. Mr. Dave of the Waffle, first in the mate with the big 42. What about you, chum? Rich is in from America. I listened to a chunk of your stream last night and then I fell asleep. I had to be up early this morning anyway because I had stuff to do with Papa. But good show last night, what I've seen of it, and thank you very much for coming along. Mr. Burger, the theme tune. See, here's the interesting thing. I never watched the series of the film. I read the books. So I don't know, but we could actually play that at some stage. And I will come on to the naming of this. In conjunction with this, the naming of this stream of Life, the Universe, and everything. Captain Packer, what about you, chum? I'll come back to you in a moment or two. Boss is in, baby. Can't you see what you're doing to me? Yeah. Bit of a feeling like that about the Scrubs lifeboat as well, but we will come back to that. And get yourself a Babel fish. Whether or not the Babel fish actually translates in East Belfast to English, I'm not sure, but you can give it a whirl. It's probably a good idea. Captain Packet is telling me that the audio is good. Willie's Desert Hangout. Chum, what about you? I hope you're doing well. I know you were having some issues, and I hope that you are as well as you could be. And thank you for liking and sharing. And the rest of you can go ahead and hit that like button as well, because that would be wonderful. It would. Oh, sorry. I got distracted there. Special K and Assassin, what about you, chum? Welcome aboard. Budgie Bear, oh yeah. Very cool with the books. We'll see about doing that. Commander Classified, what about you, chum? Welcome aboard and thanks for coming along. And there's a bad nurse in. Welcome aboard. Rare to see you in these parts, or unless I've just been missing things. I hope you enjoy. Was watching a western called Tombstone, Another World Indeed. Yeah, this is all out of Another World. Now, before we get into any content, and fuck knows what the content's going to be, I want to have a chat with the chat. Interestingly enough, about the channel, about the content, about what way I'm doing moving forward. Now, let me be very, very clear. This channel will never be about anything other than British culture, tradition, British culture and traditions from an unapologetically unapologetically patriotic point of view. That's what I do here. So it's going to be based on that, but it's just a question of how that is going to be done going forward, and can I improve this? For those of you that have been here through the whole journey of the live stream and everything, hopefully you will notice that the streams have improved over the years, but we're now at a point where I want to try to improve them even more, so we'll see how that goes. I was thinking about doing a call-in show, and then I remember previous call-in shows and went, no, fuck, that's not happening. So unless your name is Paka, Captain Paka, and you want an invite to come on the show, you're going to be doing your communication via typing. But Captain Paka, if you want to jump on, let me know in the chat and we'll send you a link. So there's that. The show's called Life, Universe, and Everything. Long story short, Douglas Adams wrote the awesome work, the awesome trilogy of books, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything, and the fourth book in the trilogy, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. Now, you always want to jump on? Right, I'll get you sorted out with a link momentarily, Mr. Paka. Yep, that's the button I wanted. Close that and show Telegram. Take this back to here and Captain Paka. Boom. A link is winging its way to you, Mr. Paka. You've never read it. Oh, Brad, I think you would enjoy it. It's right. But in the book, you'll find that the ultimate answer to the putting the shirt on, good move. The premise of the book, part of the book is that the ultimate answer to life, universe, and everything is indeed 42. And however, the answer to the ultimate question of life, universe, and everything, as you will find out as you go through books 2 and 3, is pretty immaterial unless you understand what the ultimate question to life, universe, and everything is, and that will make everything make sense. And indeed, the ultimate question to life, universe, and everything, as described in the book, which might have been a bit of a fudge, turned out to be 6 times 7, and that's where we get the name 42 6 times 7 on my YouTube channel and pretty much all the other stuff that I do. Oh, there's a wonderful, sexy Emma G is in. Hope all is well. Very soon it shall be staff nurse Emma G, by the way. The shifts are just clicking down and down, and we're getting closer and closer to that day of the blue uniform. And the Hunter only read them once. They were very good and very funny. Yeah, they are hilarious. But so I don't actually believe to be the ultimate answer to life, universe, and everything, by the way. I just thought it was a cool name. And also, whenever I began to start talking about life as a escapee of a 25-year abusive relationship, the one thing I was very sure about was that I was not going to use my given name or my government name, and therefore, and I also decided that it was going to be a number. And once it got that far, the obvious answer was always going to be 42 because it's a cool number. Now, so before we get into all of that stuff, I'm going to do my usual shout-outs. And the first one would be Rich, RPW Media. If I scroll back, yep. Rich, RPW Media, this guy here, does a show every Friday night Live show every Friday night at 11 o'clock British summertime. And it is very, very, very informative. And what the fuck? Had to do a 2-stage ad. I added you to the stage and nothing fucking happened. Oh, Nurse Slimmin, what about you, Sean? Well, Mr. Packer, what about you, Sean?
I'm all right. I've put my vape down somewhere and I can't see it, so now I'm in a blind panic. But other than that, I'm all right.
Yeah,
It's a good day.
You'll figure out where it is sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mentally retracing all of your steps.
I haven't got out of my chair. That's the thing. I ain't even moved out of this chair and I can lose it.
Yeah. Oh fuck! They're the worst ones.
It's black as well, which is not helping.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. We're all right. It's okay, everybody. We're all right.
Emma G says you're the ultimate co-host.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm going to finish the shout outs. Rich, RPW Media, does a live show every Friday night at 11 o'clock British summertime and also puts out a lot of videos during the week. Has a website which has got lots and lots of good information going back. So if you ever want to find out what was happening out in politics, go to Rich's page, look back, find his article, and you'll get the genuine information. A really good resource. And the other person I'd like to give a shout out is Robin, Courage is a Cure, who has arrived in. If you're not already sub, follow that channel, give it a subscribe. Robin is an Australian lady and she is all over the government overreach and the tyrannical things that the governments are doing to us. And again, if you go on her channel and she streams on many platforms, you will get a lot of really good information. And the other shout out that I want to give is this guy here, Dave of Waffle, the home of the Friday night duck race, the best duck race on the internet. And not only that, it is indeed a really cool place to hang out. He goes live every night from 8 o'clock for Monday Club Records. Then at 8:30, the waffle begins and it continues to the early hours of the morning at this stage. To be totally honest with you, I don't know how he does this every week, every night, where he just fucking turns the channel on, starts waffling, and manages to fill 2 hours of content. It's an actual real skill, and it's a really cool place to hang out and meet your friends. So get involved with the Waffling House. Scroll on down the bottom of contents. There's Tails is in. What about you, Sean? I hear you've got a new bicycle and you've been cycling everywhere. Tell me this, is that a road cycle or a mountain cycle? Yep, right. That's everything. Yeah, I've got the comments up to date. Yeah. So where were we? Yes. So, Mr. Packer, how are you? Right. I think we're now ready to start. The first thing I want to talk about tonight is last week I had a little bit of a rant, just a small one. Oh, right. Your package, you know something? This is going to shock you. This will shock everybody. Your boy 42 politically is an Ulster Unionist. I'm sure everybody's dropping things and going, what the fuck? I never realized. And basically that means that politically, my first thought about anything that's happening is going to involve Northern Ireland's constitutional place in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and that we remain the same standard as England, Scotland, and Wales within our within as one of the 4 countries that makes up the United Kingdom. And the idea of being a unionist is I am for the union of those 4 countries being joined together. That's where my political thoughts start, middle, and end. Everything else is bits of gravy on the top. And also being able to continue with our British way of life that facilitates. I had a bit of a rant last week about the whole notion of uniting the clans and everybody all in Northern Ireland and in Ireland and whole being of the idea that it's time to band together and fight the Islamists. And I have issues with that for a number of reasons. And the first one is why I'm going to try to explain this. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a video. This is one that this is a video that this is from my East Belfast walking East Belfast mural walking tour that I did quite a while ago. Yeah, I can see Captain Pack in the chat. So I'm going to add this to the stage. So this is the reality of life where I live currently. So whenever I play this, right. So here we go. You can recognize it. This is the Jimmy McCurry and Robert Neal Memorial Garden. It was commissioned by the East Belfast Historical Commission. See, these two lads were murdered on the 27th, 20th of June 1970. And what happened was, on this piece of road here that you're looking at, there was tension between the people that lived here and the people that lived the other side of that piece wall I've just shown you. And that church spire is St Matthew's Parish Church Chapel, and there were sharpshooters up there in that bell tower, and they shot those two guys dead during a riot because shit happens, and people wonder why we like our walls and memorial. I think I should be able to get this camera in here. Hopefully you can see. All right. Okay, you can all recognize that for what it is. Yes. Here is a little, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to show you a news story from this week. Need to stop that screen, present that, share screen. If I shared the wrong bloody thing. Yeah, I have. Remove that. Presenter. Stop screen. Sorry about this. Right. Share screen. Share screen. That's the one. Right. Here we go. This is a news article. You recognize this? This is the mural, the memorial we just looked at there. An attack on the Memorial Garden in East Belfast has been described as an insult to the 96-year-old wife of the murder victim. The garden, which is close to a sectarian interface with a short strand on the Lower Newtonards Road, was built to commemorate Jimmy McCurry and Bobby Neal, who were shot dead by Republican snipers in June 1970 from the chapel clock spire. The memorial was been previously attacked, most recently in 2024, had paint thrown over it in the latest incident at around 10:35 p.m. on Wednesday, the 29th of July. It is being treated as a hate crime. Now, if I drop this out and go back to StreamYard, present this, share screen, and share the walking tour, Right. I'm going to let this play on. Actually, yeah, I'm going to let this. The really weird bit is there's Amaji helping me out. Yeah, give me a bit of advice, right? I'm going to ship with on a picture frame. Let me use that only back. This is a depiction of what life looked like whenever the shipyard actually had large numbers of employers, employed fucking thousands. And come home time, you would see these guys walking down the street. What's really off-putting is I don't get to see what's on the screen for a minute or two. So it's hard for me to tell if I've actually got everything in frame right. But that seems to be not too bad. We'll go on up. Also flag flying from the lamppost, as always. There's a Presbyterian church that is getting refurbished. And now we're coming up to the bit that people know my song Harmony, Melody and Rhyme will recognise we're coming up to that set of murals. But before that, we've got another little. Now you can see there. You can see there. That's where the mural part of Harmony, Melody and Rhyme was filmed walking along that bit of road. That's how close that is. This is very, very local to me. The memorial of the dead people got paint plastered over it. And then you'll find that a couple of nights later, there was a bunch of our ones, went into the Short Strand. They have a memorial to a hunger striker in there. There's still the Irish flag, and they threw paint around it. And that flag will indeed most probably be used for lighting the bonfire next year, because that's what we tend to do with them whenever they get captured. So the issue is, while it would be really great for both sides to come together and fight the Islamists, where I live, it ain't going to happen, because there's still a massive problem between the two sides. Now, is that indicative? Or the other thing is, see the people from the Short Strand that came and threw the paint over the memorial? That's very acceptable within their community. Nobody's giving them shit for doing that inside their community, because if it wasn't acceptable, it wouldn't fucking happen. In exactly the same way as the lads that went in and attacked the Irish Nationalist Memorial as in retaliation. Nobody in my community's telling them to stop doing that, because it's acceptable, particularly whenever we've just been attacked. And the people who are promoting this notion that the clans are coming together and everything is fine, they are willfully ignoring these interactions where everything is far from fine. You know, that same bit of road, a couple of weeks before that, there was a young lad was out on an electric scooter, and a bunch from the other side came, fucking bashed him, took a scooter, fucked off with it. Then a bunch of our ones chased them back into the Short Strand. They dropped the scooter was recovered. But this is a running battle that occurs in this area now, and this is not the only place where this is happening. This is happening in Londonderry at the Fountain Estate. It's happening in South Belfast at the Donegal Road. It's happening on the Shankill Road. It's happening in multiple places. Uh, from the peace, from the peace deal, there's been more walls have been put up. No dividing walls have been taken down, and I think it's problematic to uh, just simply say everything's fine and none of these people like Islamists and they're all going to work together without actually being honest and saying actually there are some problems. The thing that confuses me, well, the best way I can understand it is, here, Paka, see, whenever I started getting in contact with all these English people and you all complained about the Turkish barbers,
Yeah.
I was confused why people cutting hair would be a problem. Because the Turkish barbers that I go to has been in the same spot in East Belfast for a quarter of a fucking century, and he cuts hair.
So you're getting them confused with the Turkish barbers, aren't you?
Yeah, right. Yes.
I can see how that happened.
Yes. See,
I live in a tiny town in Lincolnshire, and we've got, is it 2 Turkish barbers?
Yeah.
We've got 2 Turkish barbers. I mean, this is a town that had, I think, 2 barbers and like 3 hairdressers, maybe 4 or 5 hairdressers, probably, for forever.
yeah.
And suddenly, we need 2 more Turkish barbers in town that do nothing all day.
Yeah. This is it. I had no understanding of that because the Turkish barber that I go to, and I've been getting shaved by him for a very long time. Granted, that is something that a trick that I go for, where, you know, for example, the first time I was going out on a date with the wonderful sexy Emma G, I went and got a hot towel shave before I went on the date because.
Well, this is it. Turkish barbers was a legitimate thing. That's why they've used it, because it hides it well. It's like, it's not even a Turkish barbers. It's not like a vape shop. It was never dodgy. It was a proper thing. It was better than going to the barbers.
Yeah, but I can see your issue with Turkish barbers now that they understand that. You've got these ones that are fucking not barbers. If anybody wanted their fucking hair cut, they would probably shit themselves and not know how to do it.
No, they do have barbers in there. This is the good thing, is they actually do it. You can go and get your hair cut there, but no one does.
Right.
You know, that ain't what it's for.
Yeah, but yes, which then leads to the question of how does it stay in business and where's its money coming from?
Oh, they do loads of business. They hand cash in every Friday down the bank. They've cut thousands of heads.
Yeah, exactly. But that money's not coming from cutting hair. That's coming from something else that's nefarious.
Well, this is the annoying thing. It's not like it would be hard to fucking find out where the money isn't coming from.
Yeah.
Just got to watch the barbers for a week and then see what they hand in.
Yes.
It would be that fucking easy. It would cost you, a couple of coppers for a week.
Oh, well, here's a really interesting thing. Our government is never going to be doing that. Do you know why? See that money they're handing in? They're paying tax on it. And if they were to bust those barbers, it would reduce their tax intake. So they're never going to fucking do it. Right? It's like you're asking the government to cut its own income.
Yeah.
There's no interest in doing that. We've got to the point where we've governments that don't give a fuck how big of a scam's going on, how much illegal is going on, providing they're getting their cut of it.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, while that's an issue where you live that I can't see, the problem with the Irish is not a problem where you live, so you can't see it or understand it. And my other biggest issue is that we've had Katie Hopkins, ran from Raise the Colors. We've had all sorts of fucking influencers that have descended upon Northern Ireland over July to look at bonfires and do all of that, but they point blank refuse to talk about any of the issues that might be continuing apart from Islam. And that's where it becomes disingenuous, because you've got a movement that is online that says that these two groups of people are getting on fine and well and dandy and everything's good. But the reality is that while that's true of a very small percentage of the population, it's not true in general. And the biggest group, the other interesting thing about Northern Ireland is everybody knows that there was the Loyalists and the Loyalist paramilitaries, and there was the Irish Nationalists and the Irish Nationalist paramilitaries. What people fail to realise is there was a third group in all of this, and these people were called the peace people. And they went out and protested, and all they wanted was the violence to end. They just didn't want no more bombs, no more shooting, no more robberies. That's all they wanted. But they had no concern about how that happened or what the outcome would be whenever it stopped. They just wanted it all stopped at whatever the cost was. And those people became what we now know as the Alliance Party, who are far left fucking woke arseholes that basically have been how the peace people came to be. Apparently, this is great. Apparently, a woman on the Shankill Road somehow bumped into a woman from the Falls Road, and both of them had sons killed in the Troubles, and they came together and joined the Peace People and formed the Peace People, and it just appeared from nowhere, and they had these large rallies, and it was what it turned out was or how it seems to be from anybody that's observing things is what you had was a naive Protestant woman who basically was just mourning her son and wanted nobody else to go through that. And you had a politically active Catholic woman and people who created this movement that was supposedly straight down the middle. We just want peace and we want all this to end, but point blank refused to condemn anything that Irish nationalist terrorists did. Were the reasons for doing it. And the fact of the matter is, we could have had peace at any time during all of this, because all it takes is the Irish people to understand you live in a British part of Ireland. It's a British country with British laws. You're not going to be discriminated against, and you're going to get the same one set of laws that everybody else has. And all they had to do was accept that, and you've got no more murder and bombing. But the peace people could not get their head around that. And I would say that the probability is that out of that came the Alliance Party, who would be like your Lib Dems sort of level. But they're very left wing, they're very woke, they don't give a fuck about anything. And they are in the process of trying to sell the country out. Another term for it has Protestants and Catholics in it, but the Protestants that are on are fucking half baked. But they do tend to work out of Protestant areas and get a lot of protests at their constituency offices and stuff from time to time because they're wankers and we don't really like them. And he interestingly got chased out of the housing estate around my way whenever they went canvassing at their next election. You know, it's weird. It's just weird. Women's again. Oh fuck! There was another party called
the Downfall of the West.
Yeah. Oh, there was another political party called the Women's Coalition. Yeah, they don't last very long either. But they had the same left-wing agenda and progressive agenda. It's really not good. So the other hand, right? Where was it? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of a musical interlude and try to think what we're going to talk about tonight. And while we're doing this, anybody in the chat, if you've got a topic you want talked about, please go ahead and put that in the chat, and I will
find the bit of music that's the original theme tune to the TV series of Hitchhiker's Guide, because it is a good bit of music actually.
Right.
Takes me back.
Right. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
This will take me straight back to when I was
Right.
10.
Right. Let's see. We've got the and another 100% thing. So somebody's going to have to help me out with that.
Okay.
1 second. Right. We're through the advertisements. We'll make this theater mode. We will go to StreamYard. We will present. We will share screen. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. StreamYard. Does this look anyway familiar?
No, that's the film.
That's the film?
Yeah, I can tell because Marvin's got a round head in the film. In the TV series, he's a big bloke with a square head.
Right, okay. All right, we're going for that again. It's all right. You will. I think. Oh, we believe this. I believe we may have a winner. Share screen. Share screen. Sure. Bump. StreamYard. Adjust the stage.
That's it.
Yeah, was that it in its entirety?
Yeah, that was it in its entirety. The theme tune, it was good.
Yeah. I was far too busy reading the books.
I didn't read the books for another 4 or 5 years after that.
Did you read all four?
Yes.
Yes. I did also. No. Let's see. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna switch out account. I'm gonna do another musical enter. What the fuck? Yep, this one. And studio and content. Few on YouTube. And we're going to give this another outing. This is the Heartbeat of Ulster that Sansom very kindly added the music to for me. And it's on my alternative channel, which I'm also going to get you the link of. But we shall play this. Bum, bum, bum. It is agreed that Ulster has a heartbeat. How could it not? Ulster's essence exceeds geographical boundaries and evolves with nature. How could it not have a heartbeat? The question is the nature of that heartbeat. Some say it resides in two goats, kept apart by white oak and hoops, tightened by rope and hit with a mallet. Others defiantly declare, without the fife, the drum is just noise. They may have a point, however. It expands past fife and drum. What is missing? I hear you ask. Well, 30 snare drums playing in unison, backed by 2 bass drums and 40 flutes. Does not the blood transferred from the player's knuckles to the bass drum skin represent the living embodiment of the heartbeat of Ulster in blood and thunder? At this point, the melody flute bands quietly stand up. They point to a rule book and their intricate melodies. Stating this musically mirrors the sophisticated internal organ. However, nobody heard them because 30 yards behind was a blood and thunder band, and noise travels forward. Some will tell you it resides in the decorum, the common etiquette that dictates behavior, be that on parade, watching along the route, at the field, where we gather by thousands, or social events, in the workplace, or even at the corner shop. Some claim that the heartbeat of Ulster is in those millions of independent interactions. However, I will say they are all wrong. They have misunderstood the nature of the heartbeat of Ulster. Look ye at the boy drum majors and majorettes at this point. Those children with sticks, filled with joy at the front of their local band, who have already decided they want to do more than look on when their community celebrates. They want to be part of it and are indeed leading their small part of that celebration in preparation for when they will do that as adults leading the community. Look at those children, and I will show you the true heartbeat of Ulster. Every every time I hear that, it sounds better. Sansom did excellent work with the music. I really, really like that. Uh, nah. Thanks, Colin. Anglo, welcome aboard, brother. Thank you very much for coming along. So, what age were you whenever you started getting the Hitchhikers?
Well, I watched a TV series when it must have come out when I was about 9 or 10. And then, I didn't read the books. I probably read the first one when I was near the end of school. And then when I was a security guard, because when you're a security guard, you're incredibly busy.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Non-stop.
I read constantly, and I read all of them. I read everything that Douglas Adams wrote. I read shit tons of Terry Pratchett, Spike Milligan's War Diaries, just loads of stuff.
Oh, what was your biggest surprise in the book, or what was your favorite bit of the book?
The Hitchhikers.
Yeah, or the series, the 4-book trilogy.
I don't have a favourite really. Just the way, just the logical things, the stupid logic of everything, like the Babel fish, prime example.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Babel fish was a fish that sticking in the air would automatically translate anything. The bit that got me was that Arthur Dent was lying in the road to stop the bulldozer, to stop the demolition of his house at the same time that the Earth was about to be demolished to make way for the Intergalactic 147, and he got the foreman or Sapu People Box talked the foreman on the line in front of the steamroller.
Yeah. You don't actually need him laying here, do you? We can just assume that he is laying here.
Yeah.
Because that is what he's going to do if you don't. So then we can go for a point. Yeah, loads of stupid logic. Well, the Babel fish disproves God exists. Wait, no, hang on. The Babel fish somehow disproves faith. Without that, God can't exist. So God disappeared in a puff of logic.
Yeah. And the bit where he was going into this place that was designed to make you feel very, very small, because it showed you the whole universe. And no matter how big your ego was after you come out of that, it would be very, very small because you'd seen how insignificant you were. But he went in through a window into a different one that had been made especially for him. And therefore he came out feeling that he was the most important person in the world. But yeah, that's sort of
the whale and the vase of, or the pot of petunias.
Yes.
Everything is just the Vorgons or the Vorgons.
Yes.
Vorgon poetry. Pangalactic gargle blasters. Every civilization that ever existed has invented a drink called gin and tonic.
Yep.
Just stupid stuff. Just
and
stuff to make me laugh.
And the necessity of having a towel.
Say again?
The necessity of having a towel.
Yeah. Got a towel. Got to know where your towel is.
Yeah. Because it could protect you from a ravenous beast that is very ravenous, but also daft as a brush, and believes that if you can't see it, it can't see you, so it leaves you alone. If you stick a towel over your head, all of that was all very I was
going to get a big glass box on the wall and put a towel on it, and just having on the glass in
yeah,
glass
in
sink.
case of emergency, break glass. That's actually a hell of an idea.
Oh, you can probably get them now.
Yeah,
you get everything on the internet. Look it
oh
up.
fuck! Do you know what I'm saying? I seen Enchanted. Hold on. Widely regarded as the third worst in the universe, listening to it causes severe physical pain and internal organ failure.
That's the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Gargon poetry.
Bogons.
Yeah, Fogo. Yeah. What age was I? I was probably 15, 16 whenever I started reading that. Thereabouts. It was sort of my end of secondary school thing. Yeah. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Billy. That's what I don't expect anything sensible out of it. We'll actually expect it to be very sensible, but also very silly, because the world is indeed both sensible and silly in equal measure at the same time, simultaneously, all the time. It's a really weird, fucked up world we live in. No.
And the fact that his mate's name was Ford Prefect, which is lost on people now because they don't know what one is.
Yes, exactly. It was perfect whenever people still knew that there was a very popular car called the Ford Prefect.
Well, there was a very popular, at the time, there was a very popular car 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 20 years ago at the time, wasn't it? So
yes, it was, because I was reading the books long before the film, the series was a thing. And it was an old car then.
Yeah.
It wasn't a car that I'd ever seen. It was a car that I'd heard about.
Yeah, for those that are interested, it was before the Anglia.
Oh, Linda, my memory works in a really strange way. I think it's connected to my dyslexia. So whenever I was a kid in school and they would write the stuff on the board, I could never write at the speed that the teacher could. So I would have to remember the last half of the last third of the blackboard and write that down, and then quickly scan the whole next blackboard and try to fucking copy that down. And I think that's where my detailed memory comes from. Yeah, So Long, Thanks for All the Fish, the fourth book in the trilogy. That's what I really like as well. Having a trilogy of books with four in it. Like that, it is actually quite good. And the other thing is, it was the first actual comedy I'd read, and given the city I was living in, it was a really good fucking distraction. So whenever I was reading it, there was rats every night in Belfast because it was during the hunger strike. What people don't tell you about the hunger strike is that it went on for a very long time, and there was rats every night that got progressively more violent every night until Bobby Sands breathed his last, thankfully, without his 5 demands. And so that was what was on the news, and I was reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm weird because I have type O negative blood. I think that may indeed be my blood type, but I'm not sure. Possibly. Yeah, you missed too much. That's right. You're getting catch up. You
My
have.
blood type B positive. I know this because when we did the test at school, and it turned out that my blood type was B positive, the teacher laughed his head off at me and said that just sums you up.
Yeah.
I know my mum's O. I don't know what I am. I don't know what Robert is.
Billy Blog saying there's lizards confirmed. Sorry. No, that's Tony blood donor. Didn't come here to be insulted by a legalized vampire.
May only be a drop of blood to you, mate.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm confused about the 7%. It's possibly a reference that I forgot. It is quite a while since I read the books. Hunger strikes lead to cannibalism. No, mostly they lead to rats. Is my experience.
I think Baz means his blood type, O negative, is only 7%.
Ah, right. Yes. Now that makes sense. Yeah, that all sound about right. Oh fuck, that blue blood thing is because whenever you look at your blood through your veins, it looks blue, and scientists at one point thought that your blood was blue inside your body, but it only went red whenever it hit the oxygen, which is entirely untrue. But yeah, science and medicine has this habit of changing, like a lot. You'll notice a lot of the science around COVID is changing. My blood's red, white, and blue. Yeah, but same with me. Fucking cut through my bones. It'll say Ulster on it like a fucking stick of rock. It's sort of true. No, it's not true. Your blood is not blue in any way, shape, or form. It's just not. Yes, boss, your type of people are needed in blood banks. Yeah, those circumstances are called hypothermia. You get cold enough, you change color, and then you die. So it's getting yourself the blue blood isn't a good long-term plan.
Oh, Linda says I've got a weird blood type. B positive is weird.
Yeah.
Nice one. And I'm left-handed. I don't know why she's throwing that at me.
Robert's left-handed. There's no wrong there.
All the best people left-handed. Me, Einstein,
Your son?
Adolf Hitler.
Your son?
Oh, do you have a left-handed tin opener?
What? Sorry.
Do you have a left-handed tin opener or any of those other left-handed devices?
No. They're generally shit. The only things I ever found better were left-handed scissors. And it's not that they cut the other way; it's that the handles are shaped different. So
yes,
when you put a right-handed scissor that's got an ergonomic handle, should we say, in your left hand or your left fingers through it, it's uncomfortable.
Oh, I know this from cutting my fucking finger and toenails. It's just awkward.
Are you left-handed as well then?
No, I'm right-handed, but I need to use my left hand
of course,
to cut the toenails on my left foot. Or it's one of them. Actually, I think it's my right foot. I use my left hand with the scissors, and it does. It feels like it's all upside down and just not handy. So yeah.
I was taught to write with a fountain pen at school, which was obviously a fucking disaster. So I consequently write like one of those left-handed retards, like that.
All right.
People say, "Why do you write like that?" Well, so I don't write. Well, I've just written with my hand.
Yes. Yeah. You actually need the book to be going the other direction.
Yeah, it would be easier to write backwards
Yeah.
with an ink pen because you just smudge what you write otherwise, unless you do what I do and write like a spastic.
Yeah. It wouldn't be good for doing calligraphy. Come on. I would give my right hand to be ambidextrous.
But tish.
I answered it.
Oh, nah. What other things was I going?
There we go. Linda could only use scissors in her right hand because they weren't in the left-handed scissors.
Yeah. Brad saying he's kind of ambidextrous, but not completely.
See, I'm a bit like that, right? So I never thought about how to do what. So I went and picked up a cricket bat and I bat right-handed.
Mm.
You eat right-handed as well.
Yeah, I eat right-handed. That never occurred to me to switch. Eating with the fork in your left hand seems logical to me because that's the bit you use the most, and I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
Don't know why right-handed people use the fork in their left hand. That seems weird. Why are you doing that?
Why right-handed people use the fork in their left hand? Yeah, I use my fork in my left hand to do some stabbing while I cut with my right. But if it was eating like chips or stuff or pasta or whatnot, yeah, that fork's going to my right hand.
I use my left for everything, don't I?
But you're left-handed.
What?
Did you say you're left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed.
Right-handed. Okay, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
But
but if you didn't have a fork, what hand would you pick the chips up?
with my right.
Yeah. So why'd you put the fork in your left hand when you got a knife and fork?
Yeah, because it holds the thing that I'm cutting steady. It's a stabbing implement, nothing else. There's no dexterity to it. There's none of that. It's I'm gonna.
Do you not want to put the knife down and then swap hands and put the food in your mouth with your right hand? You don't want to do that. Does that urge not overtake you? I don't know why.
No.
Okay.
No, it would only be if if I was eating like a plate of pasta. I would go right-handed, or if it was chips and something else that I could do all with the fork, I would swap the right hand. But for general use, I would go left. I would keep my fork in my left and use my right for the cutting. That's the sort of rule of the green. Although the amount of stuff I actually need to cut anymore when I'm eating, yeah, fuck you. So am I, Billy. Don't worry, we're all in one boat. We've no idea what the fuck this is tonight. Anybody that's new, it's not always like this. Oh
yeah. I'm not sure it's a thing anymore anyway, because like I remember them trying to teach me to write with my right hand and I just wouldn't do it. But I don't think they do that anymore, do they? I think they just let kids do what they do.
I know what happened to Robert. Robert come over and told write with his right hand and he got confused, got told to write with the right pen.
Yeah, the chopsticks, yeah. Do you know how you eat Chinese food with chopsticks? You use the prawn crackers as a scoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't actually pinch and pick like a bit of chicken up with chopsticks, but I would generally use it as like a scoop to scoop it into the prawn cracker, and then that does the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I never. Well, so they never struck me as a bright idea, chopsticks. I can see how initially they might have worked better than nothing.
Yeah,
But
but
like,
you would.
so why didn't you invent glass? Anyway, carry on.
Yeah,
It's like, why did? Because they reached a point and went, well, this is peak. We'll just stop here. And they hadn't invented cutlery.
I wonder, was it as a way to differentiate themselves from everybody else? We're Chinese, we do it this way.
Oh, Linda can use chopsticks right-handed. Now she's just showing off.
Yeah.
Because she's left-handed.
Yeah.
Can you use them left-handed as well and shovel in twice as much?
I would have no mission using chopsticks left-handed. It does, except what about the chops? Yeah. This is it. It's hard to know why they refuse to move forward and join the rest of the world with these fork things. Yeah, well, this is true. Some people get to eat what's available. Oh, there's something else that came to mind. Do you know the way people say that European people don't season their food?
I've heard these disgusting rumours, yeah.
Yeah, right. I've got a theory on that. See, here's what happens. We actually do season our food. It's just light. It's just subtle. Bit of salt, bit of pepper. That's as much as you really need. And we put the stuff in the food that flavors it. But what we also do is we eat good cuts of meat that actually taste nice in their natural form. Now, if you come from a country where they eat shit food and shit meat that is totally unpalatable unless you artificially hide it with all sorts of strong flavors, like a curry.
Well, this is it, yeah. Does
And
cover
that, and that's what your palate is used to. Coming back to tasting the actual natural flavor of the food is going to taste bland because you've destroyed your fucking palate. You know, it's like the Americans cover everything with hot sauce. And every time you see any American food, there's this sauce drizzled all over the top of it. I think part of the once you've started going down that line, you're not going to taste anything properly. So therefore, anything that's not covered in that shit is bland. Oh, Rich is saying no to the hot sauce.
Yeah, what's ranch dressing, Rich? Because I hear a lot about this. Apparently, you smother everything in ranch dressing.
Yeah, ranch. Yeah, ranch dressing on everything.
Really?
Funny things. They just made me think of the beginning of Pulp Fiction, where Vincent Vega mentions that the Dutch put mayonnaise on their fries.
Yes. Yes, seen them doing it. Pour that shit all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind mayonnaise with fries, but having moved north when I was 11, I am now quite fond of cheese on chips.
Oh, cheesy chips are. I'm actually considering getting. I'm considering getting one of those little flamethrower things for the kitchen. so
Oh,
that you
right,
can melt their cheese on the stuff.
Don't get one for the kitchen. Just get a normal little blowtorch from the ironmongers. The same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Oh yeah.
And it won't look as flash, but the refills would be a lot cheaper and everything. So
Oh, the industrial work will go well with my kitchen.
we'll get a proper plumber's one then. Get with a litre bottle.
Oh God, no, that's too much. I need it to be miniature. So well, yeah, I may be doing some cooking content soon. Because why the hell not? I'm going to show you all how to make an egg and sausage soda and lots of other delights.
Well, that's something you could cover on the show. There's a
Yeah.
subject: food, scones, jam first, cream first, pasties. I'm not even out of flipping Southwest yet.
Yeah.
Personally, I like pie and liquor. I hated jellied eels. It was awful.
Well, jellied eels was a survival food.
Yeah, I know.
It was jellied eels was.
I tried them once, and I figured you'd have to be desperate.
Yeah. Well, the idea was the reason for the jellied eels was you could pull the eels out of the Thames. All you had to do was going through a netting; they were everywhere. And then these people went, and you had a lot of people who were out labouring, and they needed something nutritious that was going to get them through a day. And this stuff was cheap. Cheap as chips, except it was eel. And then, amazingly, you're going to be shocked at this, but see, whenever other foods became inexpensive, the jellied eels went away.
Yeah.
But the pan mash thing, 100% on that. I don't know what the liquor's like because obviously not from there, but I would do pan mash for Emma and I, but we would put gravy on it.
Yes, my mother didn't do liquor. We had brown sauce.
HP.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not avert to daddies. I'll have daddies if that's what there is.
Yeah, it just depends. The other thing I got myself was a little bottle of chip shop vinegar from Richie's the last time I was in there. Last time I went and got myself fish and chips, I got myself a bottle of vinegar. So I've now got vinegar for the house. Really weird. What's also strange is that I've been living
with vinegar.
What?
I've always had a bottle of vinegar, like a proper bottle of vinegar you get at the chip shop with a little spout top, like you get on the salt pot.
Yeah.
I've got a salt and pepper pot that are glass with white tops, exactly like the ones you imagine. And I don't know whether I've still got it, but somewhere I had a squeezy tomato. Oh, and I've got one of them big sugar dispensers with the chrome top and the tube that goes down. So when you tip it, you get one tube full.
Oh, I've got a napkin dispenser.
Well, I need that to complete my set.
Emma G got me a napkin dispenser for my kitchen because I'm making my own diner, which is where the food things coming from. Because whenever I figure out my menu, I'm going to start doing that, making videos of and also pricing it. Hamburger and chips is coming in at £1.70.
Right.
Yep. Egg and sausage soda is coming in at £1.20 or something ridiculous like that. My food costs have got totally out of hand. I was buying everything individually for individual meals. Or individual, if I wanted to make a chicken sandwich, my first step was to buy a fucking a chicken breast and cook that for that individual sandwich. And as you can guess, that did not help my food costs.
No.
Yeah, so I went through a thing where I rationalized everything and sort of come up with these things that I like to eat that are coming in a quite a good price. So I'm sort of intending on making videos that showcase this and the food price and how I went through this whole process. It all got a bit. The plan got slowed up because I couldn't find fucking chips I was happy with. Which, if you're making a diner menu, is a bit of a problem. But I've eventually found a type of chip that I like that work well and come in at a decent price.
I like a crinkle cut. Do you remember crinkle cut?
Yes, I do. Actually, I believe I can probably get crinkle cut in this same brand out of Lidl.
Right.
Yep. Whenever I do, I'll be showing all the packaging and telling you the prices of everything as well. How it works out per portion. How I measure the portions for my chips is I've got little shopping baskets to put the chips in, to put on the plate. Actually, I could probably do this.
Little wicker baskets like you used to get scampi in.
Yes, that sort of thing. Where did this go? Hold on. I might be able to get this on the screen. Camera. That. Sure. Right. I should be able to show this now. Show Telegram. Bump, bump, bump. Right. Close. Finder. Check this out. Presenter on fade. Share screen. Share screen. Window. There we go. There's a burger and chips for £1.75.
Oh, you've got a lot of metal shopping, boss.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
That looks like a tasty burger.
Oh, it is. There's lettuce, tomato, onion, and cheese in there. Yeah, that's the little basket that I present the chips in. The idea behind this was, apart from, which I'm guessing. Oh, thanks, thank you. You probably understand this as well. Having lived with the witch for so very many years, nothing I could have ever done would have been right.
No, you can't cook.
Right, yeah. Well, it turns out I can.
No.
But yeah. But I had all sorts of issues with quality control, with portion control, with everything else, about how you actually go about producing the food. And that was all jaundiced because I'd spent 25 years being told I was doing this wrong, that wrong, the other wrong. And my way of figuring out whether or not it was suitable was, if I was to go into a diner and be presented with this, would I be happy with that food or not? And
Yeah.
that's what it judge everything else. And that's how we came to having the little baskets for presenting the chips and the coffee and the dispenser, because of basically making my own American diner in the kitchen. No, Brad, you don't. What you do is you put your splodge of ketchup on the plate, and then you dip it into that, and then your baskets do not need that type of cleaning. But even at that,
It's good if you can have your ketchup or your whatever dip in a little pot.
Yep, exactly. Yep,
Yeah, dump it on the plate.
yep.
Anyway, he doesn't care if he gets the baskets dirty because he just takes them back to the supermarket afterwards.
It's amazing. It's amazing what hot water and fairy liquid will remove. Ketchup on grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh, my toasted sandwiches are ham and cheese. I do them in the air fryer.
We've got a Breville, and my missus will do cheese and beans and ham and cheese and stuff like that.
Oh, Brad, you have no idea. You have honestly no idea how much time and effort they put into fucking people's lives about. But what she would do is she would keep me awake all night with arguments or whatever it is, complaining about fucking things that really didn't need any complaint. But then in the morning I would have to go to work, and then she would be able to fucking lie in bed all day. Then obviously she was getting her sleep now, and I was getting sleep deprived. Yeah, but yes, we're doing all sorts of us little project. But those chips, they're littles. I can't remember the name. But the other handy thing about them is they're a relatively small bag, and you get 4 portions per bag. You know, because I've measured that out, obviously. So, yeah, because you've got to understand your pricing, and you've got to portion things. Do you understand your pricing? Because I've watched Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares a time or two, which is actually quite handy. And with that, right, any requests for a musical interlude?
Any what? Sorry, any requests?
Any requests for a musical interlude?
Come on, chat. What do you want?
Yeah, spit it out, people.
Harmony, melody, and rhyme. Anglo-Saxon's in there.
Is he? Right. There you go. Sold. Billy Plugs is in The Devil Woman.
Sorry, Billy. Should have been a bit
slow. Oh, what am I doing? Video file. Red. There we go. Open that up. Add that to the stage. Here we go.
Hello, this is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance. You are not alone, and we shall walk this journey together. What about you, John? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Let us gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. From that grand house they tried to burn down, there's gold in the ashes if you look around. Let us gather together those that can perform. Then from those scarce timbers build our own platform. Build our own platform. We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing for all time. Harmony, melody, and rhyme. We descended from minstrels in old days of yore. We will create a culture as we did once before. Forced to stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? So one brings a guitar and one brings a voice. Then they stand together and make their own choice. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. Stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing we will sing harmony, melody, rhyme. Harmony, melody, and rhyme. So one brings a guitar and one brings a voice. Then they stand together and make their own choice. I have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. You never realized you could not kill a dream. So we will gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. You're talking to 42. What about you, chum? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people, harmony, melody, and rhyme. We will sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people with the ancient trilogy of harmony, melody, rhyme. The sun each became a deity, independent parts of another trilogy. Is it a coincidence or is it just sublime that we might bring excellence in harmony, melody, and rhyme? With power and wealth, you control the mainstream, but you never realized you could not kill a dream. You cannot kill a dream. And we shall walk this journey together.
Are you muted? Are you there? Now he's muted.
Hello. Ah, right, I'm
Right.
back. Yeah, the mic colored again. This is getting this is yeah, right. That's actually quite a good segue and a good pick by Anglo, because here, yeah, I'm back in the room. Right, I got a question for you. uh, what type of content would you all like? Burma, more of a question of, am I delivering the content in a way that's understandable, or is there anything that you would like me to go into a more deeper? Take two, thank you. Uh, more detail about the history, or more detail about the culture. Try to put things in chronological orders. Is there any parts of British history that you're confused about and you would like me to get into? Please let me know. One of the things that I do want to do is start writing my own actual scripts, which is obviously not going to happen every fucking week because that will take a while to do and research and stuff. But one thing I am finding is that just looking up articles is becoming increasingly difficult. And the way the whole internet's going, there's a lot of the articles that I've used in the past that are no longer there. They're just clean gone. And the level of AI slop that is permeating every search is fucking off the charts. So a Paddy Meehan show, yes, there's a good idea, and I will indeed. The other thing that I am hoping to do, do you want to show about bingo? Oh yeah, there is a Loafer. Take all the time you need. Take all the time you need. That is quite. Which one? No, that harmony, melody, and rhyme. I wrote it. Al Mack and Justice Kane did the music, and I did the video. A lot of that is my recording, like the bits with the murals and the bits up at Giant's Ring. That's the passage tune at the end and whatnot. That's my filming, and then I put it all together. Oh yeah, this is true. You're in the looking in the Wayback Machine to find the old articles, but it is becoming more and more difficult to just go on the internet and get the Loafer. No worry, brother. No worry at all. Oh, yeah. You get a Paddy Meehan show from me sometimes. The one thing I will say is that the TV series about Paddy Meehan has a lot of issues with with reality and honesty. The most interesting thing is Paddy Meehan never swore. He thought it was uncouth. And I do read books, and whenever I do put something together, the sources tend to be half from the internet and half from books, Well, actually, there's more internet than there is books involved, being totally honest with you. But yeah, I do read. Uh, Really interesting book that's probably out of print would be The Curse of Cromwell. If you ever want to find out what actually did happen in Ireland whenever Cromwell come over, that's a really good book. The interesting thing is that Ireland has never been in better shape fiscally than in the period at the end of Cromwell's term for about the 5 to 10 years after it, because he fixed a lot of shit. Yeah, books are cool. Also, oh, here, Lothar, 1 second. I have a link for you. I think you would like. 1 second. I'm also going to have to cough. Where am I? YouTube. Me. Fuck off. Right. History. 1 second. I found this. That, that does not seem to be the right one. 1 second. On the March videos. Videos. Fuck me. There it is. One momento. Lothar, I think you would really like this video. It's one of our bands that went and played at the Manning Gate and Ulster Tower and quite a lot of other places. And there's a lot of World War One stuff in that. Lothar, you would probably really like that. Physical books, old books, yeah. What I really want to do is find a fucking dictionary from about the 1960s and have a look at the changes in the definitions of some words, because that's another thing that's off the charts. We no longer, a lot of our stuff just no longer means what it used to. The very obvious one being that until a few years ago, the definition of a vaccine was a medical treatment that stopped you actually getting a illness, and now it's something that reduces your chances of getting it. That has all changed. Yeah. Oh, another interesting one is the Manning Gate was stopped by World War II at the Manning Gate. But the people from Belgium that came to England did the last post every night while they were here. And whenever that area got retaken and the Germans got pushed out, the last post ceremony was observed that evening, despite the fact that only half the fucking town had been cleared. But they were like, we've got the Germans out, we've enough, we can do it. So, yeah, they did. That thing at the Manning Gate, it has the names of 30,000 soldiers that were killed in it, and they are all the people that do not have a grave. Well, they're not all the people, because they couldn't fit all the names into the slabs in the Manning in the actual gate itself. So therefore, they had to put other plaques up around that area as well to get all the names in. And actually, we'll watch the Manning Gate last post, I think. Yeah, we will do this. Moment to get past the here we go. This is the last post at the Manning Gate. Don't want that. Share screen, share screen, share StreamYard. Add that to stage. Fucking extra stages. Here we go. I don't think the actual bugling's in this clip. I forgot that the bugles from the last post wasn't in that clip, but that was Joan Pross and Boys playing at the Melling Gate. The Melling Gate has that ceremony every evening, and it seems like you've got about a 50-50 chance of having one of our bands playing out because it seemed to be over all the time. There was another that link I put in the chat. that link I put in the chat was about another band in Lodge that went and they also played at that same ceremony. Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah, that is a cracking bit of music. But well, I'll tell you, well, actually, I'm gonna bump. It's not on that either. I'm going to get the actual last post. One momento. We'll get there eventually. This bugling bit happens prior to the band playing, if there is a band there, which there is in this case. But we're not watching all of it, we're just watching the bugle. Right. Yep. I couldn't do the Melon Gate thing and not actually play the actual last post. So there's that. Yeah, it is very sad moving. That Melon Gate is one of the places I want to actually visit. It's on the list. I'm not quite sure any of them actually were Brother Wars. I think if we were all like brothers, I don't think we'd have the actual wars. I think that's where the problem is. The white people are not a megalith. And that's why we have spent years killing each other for land and resources and control and power. But it is what it is. Right. So before I begin to wrap this up, anything you want, any ideas for stuff you want covered, please do put it in the chat and I will take notes. Yeah. Mm. It, uh, I watched the video by on the March videos today whenever they went, and it shows you a lot of stuff in the background, and there's a lot of sad stuff in there. There's a lot of sad stuff. It's quite bad. No, let's see. Billy sent me stuff on Telegram. Uh, 1984 has been deleted from Kindle.
Oh. Strange move.
Oh, well, here's the thing. It didn't just disappear for people that wanted to buy it new. The fucking the disappeared the copy that you already bought.
Yeah.
Oh, Anglo, yes, a show on Cromwell. Yep. Yeah, no, they've deleted it off people you already got. So yeah, that's a really good reason to have your books in a physical copy. Because if all you've got to download, that can unless you get that off their stuff and onto your computer, so as it lives there as a actual file, it can be taken away from you at any moment because you haven't bought the book, you've bought access to the book. And once they decide that they want to remove that access, it goes. Which leads into a question about what you actually own and what you don't own. Do you ever watch a guy called Lewis Rossman? He really big on consumer protection. And he makes this argument all the time that if you can't repair something yourself, you don't actually own it. They physically deleted off your device. No cloud then. Fuck me. Well, this is also true. If buying isn't owning then piracy isn't theft. Although what I will say about piracy is if you're stealing content from somebody that is like, for example, Al Mac and that band Clan of Celts, Please Don't Take Me Home. If you steal that, as opposed to paying the fucking 90p for a download or whatever it is, you're a bit scummy because it's a very small, it's not a big company and they are going to feel the difference. But yeah, Lewis Rossman is fucking amazing. He really he's really big on consumer protection, and he keeps on putting up stuff about how you can fix stuff or how you can make things better. And whenever the companies try to sue him or make him take it down, he go, "Nah, fuck you."
I've thought of a show you could do.
Oh yeah, this is true. But bad, and if it's play the demo, and if it's good, bad, and if it doesn't, delete it. That's not parsing it. Yeah, right to repair. Sorry, what was your show idea, Mr. Packer?
William Marshall. Look him up.
Yeah, I think I will.
he had quite a life. He was the guy that I was trying to tell you the other week, where Lincoln was a pivotal battle over England. Louis the Fifth of France or something came over, and he'd taken London.
Yep.
And Lincoln was besieged, and William Marshall, at the age of 70, led the attack that routed the French army or the French Loyal Army from Lincoln, and saved the castle.
Yes.
What was left of the resistance that were led by a woman.
100%. Yes. Well, who's that? William Marshall?
Yeah, but he didn't start out there. He had a hell of a life. He was almost beheaded at age 5 or something. The current King of England was going to cut his head off.
William Marshall, first Earl of Pembroke.
That might be him.
Anglo-Norman soldier and statesman during the high medieval period of England who served 5 kings.
That's the dude. Served 5 kings. There you go.
Right, yeah.
The first one having almost cut his head off.
Right. I have found the initial. Yes. I've heard about the best night ever as well. I know a little bit about that. So I've got William Marshall on a tab, which I'll leave open. So I'll know how to so I'll know where to get that. On Anglo, I have took screen grabs of your suggestions. Yes, that's actually good ideas, because coming up with what I'm going to talk about every week is becoming more and more difficult, particularly the length that I've done, because the idea, what I went through was I started to talk about the events that happened in that week in history. And I'll start talking about the cultural events that happened that week in history. But I'm in the 3rd year of doing that. And I'm quite aware that I need to do something slightly different, because otherwise the shows are just going to go on a fucking yearly cycle. Now, there are a couple of shows that I'm always going to do. I'm always going to do summer solstice. I'm always going to do winter solstice. I'm always going to do Easter. And I'm also going to do July stuff, unionism in July, and make the place look a bit more Protestant. I'm British because that's what I do. But outside of that, I need to figure out what I'm going to do the rest of the time, which is also why I want to have a quite lighthearted, not content-heavy stream where I could fucking natter on and maybe get some ideas about what to do next. One of the things that I am going to do is start planning writing my own stuff, but that's not going to be every week, because I could not keep up with that sort of pace. And it would probably take more than a week to prepare each show anyway. So, but I need better ideas for going forward. One sec. I'm sorry. I'm just checking the chat. Got no arms. Yes, they're right there. Oh, right. That has given me an idea, and then I'm gonna do a double outro, because I'm going to play my outro. Obviously, the music was written by Rich, RPW Media. But before that, I'm going to play "The Cruel Wars" by the Dreadnoughts, which is my current sort of favorite military song. All right. Yep. Ross, Gary, Ross, Commander Ross from Q's Farms. Right. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do this recruiting sergeant first, and then we'll get ready for the outro. Share screen. Cruel Wars. Here we go. StreamYard Studio.
A recruiting sergeant came away from an inn near town at the close of day. He said, "My Johnny, you're a fine young man. Would you like to march along behind a military band with a scarlet coat and a fine cocked hat and a musket at your shoulder? The shilling he took and he kissed the book. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya?" The recruiting sergeant marched away from the inn near town at the break of day. Johnny came to with half a ring. He was off to be a soldier to go fighting for the king in a far-off war in a far-off land to face the foreign soldier. But how will you fare when there's lead in the air? Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? Well, the sun rose high on a barren land where the thin red line made a military stand. There was slingshot, chain shot, grape shot too, swords and bayonets thrusting through. Poor Johnny fell, but the day was won, and the king is grateful to ya. But your soldier is done and they're sending you home. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? They said he was a hero and not to grieve, for the 2 ruined legs and the empty sleeve took him home, and they set him down with a military pension and a medal from the crown. But you haven't an arm, you haven't a leg, the enemy nearly slew ya. You'll have to go out in the streets and beg. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? A recruiting sergeant came away from the inn near town at the close of day. He said, "My Johnny, you're a fine young man. Would you like to march along behind a military band with a scarlet coat and a fine cocked hat and a musket at your shoulder? The shilling he took and he kissed the book. Oh, poor Johnny, what'll happen to ya? Oh, Polly, love, oh, Polly, the rout has now begun, and we must go a-marching to the beating of a drum. Come dress yourself all in your best and come along with me. I'll take you to the cruel wars in high Germany. Oh, Harry, dearest Harry, mind well what I do say. My feet, they are so tender, and I cannot march away. Besides, my dearest Harry, I am with child by thee, not fitted for the cruel wars in high Germany. I'll buy you a horse, my love, and on it you shall ride, and all of my delight shall be walking at your side. We'll stop at every alehouse and drink when we are dry. Be true to one another, get married by and by. Oh, cursed be the cruel wars that ever they should rise, and out of merry England press many a man likewise. They took her Harry from her, likewise her brothers 3, and sent them to the cruel wars in high Germany.
There you go. That was the Cruel Wars by the Dreadnoughts. Now, Mr. Packer, before we close out, any final thoughts or something that we need to talk about?
No, I have nothing. Thanks for having me, though. I do enjoy coming on. It's always a pleasure.
Honestly, mate, thank you so much for coming on. I do enjoy having you as a guest.
If I have any other ideas, I'll just blurt them at you on Telegram.
Yeah, please do. Please do, because ideas about content are very welcome. Like I say, it's always going to end up being British history, culture, and tradition from an unapologetically patriotic perspective. But yeah, other subjects, other subjects and bits of things. Right. Commander, I am screen grabbing that, and I will take a look at that. Right. But yes, thank you very much. And with that, I'm going to get the outro on. And fuck. Press the wrong button again. No. Video file, that's what I want. Here we go. Yes. And with that, I has been Paca has been Paca. I've been 42. Oh fuck, I'm doing this all in the wrong order. Right. Here we go. I'm going to actually play. Rich is having a good laugh anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad. Enjoy. Somebody else can get fucked up with all this StreamYard shit. It's not just you. Right. I'm going to Simon de Montfort did try to start a university. Right. I'm going to play the outro. I'm going to put all your comments up on the screen. Here we go.
In the red dirt, name carved in a stone you can't move. 42 wears the north wind like a tattoo. Green field trapped in the gray sky, saw the rain still stuck in his throat. Far from the line on the map, he carries that border like a coat. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless, words like broken glass in the heather. Tongue tastes blood and black tea. He writes the river that cut his town. He writes walls only he can see. Vision of Ulster's flicker over rusted wire and ruin. He plants a flag in this dead valley and calls it home by singing. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless when the dust says 42. Is it exile if the land moves with you? Is it freedom if the past still stares straight through? He laughs like a funeral, he prays like a fight, writes Ulster in the sand, lets the wind decide the right. At 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs
I was muted. Yes, Anglo American Gangster and the funding for the provos. Yes, that would be on the subject. Loafer, I owe you an email, brother. I will get. Hopefully I'll get to tomorrow with stuff going on. Thank you, everybody. I have been 42. Packa's been Packa. I've been 42. And you lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Good night. God bless. See you all next week. I'm out of here. Goodbye.